Alright guys, so with about 3 days remaining for the season 1 of Error Busters, I wanted to kind of wrap up everything and give you guys my final tip for season 1 before we move on to season 2, because season 2 is definitely going to be a bit different because 1, you're going to be able to keep the protocol levels, so you don't need to focus on leveling up your protocols, and you can actually start to buy stuff from the exchange center, and most likely the season cookies are also going to be different. Alright, but for the season 1, alright, I'm going to be showing you guys a tier list as well on the cookies that I do recommend you guys to use for the error busters. I was able to actually go and clear it a lot faster this time around during the live stream, and I'm now at 1.45% of the pure vanilla server, trying to get to that 1% if possible, but it does require some luck. But before I move on to the tier list and the buffs that I do recommend, and I'm going to actually play the run 2 inside of this video, I want to let you guys know of some couple things that you guys should realize. First, for season 1, for the remaining season, if you have finished the quest already, then please use your data fragments, all right, to level up your protocols. All right, I do recommend the attack and crit. A lot of people ask, hey HyRoll, why did you not level up the HP? The reason why I didn't is because the HP, the 1%, it makes a minimal difference, all right? But for the attack and crit damage, it allows you to clear the waves faster, all right? Which means that your HP really doesn't matter at that point, right? If you can kill the enemies before they kill you, then that's what you want, all right? Especially with no treasure is going to be the better way to go. So attack and crit is going to be the thing you want to work on, and just keep in mind this level is going to stay the same for season 2 as well, and the exchange center is not going to refresh as well. So if you guys didn't buy anything from here, don't worry, season 2 is going to be stay the same, and you should be able to buy the remaining ones that you were not able to purchase yet. Alright guys, so this is a tier list that I came up with. Of course, it can be different for other players. This is going to be based on my opinion as well as my experience. Of course, I am not exactly the best at error busters, especially because of the fact that luck is going to be a big part of the gameplay. But for me right now, currently, from doing all of the runs, the best tanks that I have experiences with is going to be with Hollyberry, Capsaicin, Burnt Cheese, Queen of Man, Space Donut, Brute, as well as Wildberry. Alright, so the ones that are self-explanatory are going to be these three right over here. Hollyberry, Damage Focus is a great tank. I mean, overall stat is a lot better. Burnt Cheese, the debuff immunity, as well as, the stuns and stuff like that is really, really good. We have Wildberry, who's able to give damage resist to every single one of the cookies, and also, of course, do the stuns and damage. Capsaicin is really good. Overall damage is great, as well as the immortality can come into clutch. And then Queen of Man, a lot of people are actually liking Queen of Man a lot here inside of the Error Buster because of the damage that she's able to do, and the attack speed buff that is given out through the buffs as well. The only downside to Queen of Man, I would say, is that she can be stunned while she's trying to auto attack, which can get kind of annoying. So just keep that in mind when you guys are versing Brute, as well as some of the other enemies that do stun. And then we have Space Donut as well as Brute. Space Donut is self-explanatory. The reason why Space Donut is so good in Cookie Alliance is the reason why Space Donut is so good for the Air Buster. All right, you have the ability to turn them into donuts, defense reduction, and then do also great damage. Brute stuns, the same reason why Brute is so good inside of PvE as well. And then DPSs are pretty self-explanatory as well. We have Golden Cheese. We do have buffs suited for Golden Cheese as well. We have Black Pearl. We got Sherbet. We got Clouded Cream, Pinecone, as well as Captain Caviar. So the rating for the DPS, I think, can heavily depend on how you guys, set up your team, as well as the buffs, and also personal experience, as well as opinions about the cookie. But these four right over here are absolutely amazing, especially if you can get the buffs that do extra true damage, as well as every crit damage and stuff like that, which I'll go over later as well. And then Pinecone and Captain Caviar, I think these two are the best AoE damage dealers too. Besides Mango, the reason why I chose these two is because Pinecone can stun and do AoE damage, as well as Captain Caviar is able to put torpedoes out there and do defense reduction. All right, and then the burst damage is really, really nice. And then the best healers for me, I would say, is going to be Pure Vanilla, as well as our, Carol and Sparkling. The reason why Carol and Sparkling are considered best healers inside of this game mode is because of the crit damage boost that we have from the protocol. All right, Carol as well as Sparkling both increase crit percentage as well as Carol for crit damage as well, which allows you to deal way more damage than you would if you didn't have those crit percentage. All right, and then Pure Vanilla is self-explanatory as well. So the okay tanks that I have chosen is going to be someone like Madeline as well as Werewolf. Of course, other tanks work as well. Someone like, Strawberry Crepe right over here. But besides that, I wouldn't really recommend it. They lack damage, they lack, sustain and things like that. So it's just better to keep it like that. And then for the DPS, I forgot Rye, but Rye is also in there, kind of cut off. But it's gonna be Frost Queen, Espresso. We have, Mango, Vampire, Licorice, Latte, as well as our Sorbet Shark. All right, we have Cherry Blossom, Black Lemonade, as well as Rye. If they are not in here, I generally wouldn't recommend you guys to use them. All right, they're not that great. These are the better AoE damage dealers. In this particular game mode, it's way better to go with AoE damage dealer, except for Vampire if you're going to be doing the runs, because time really matters, and AoE damage dealers are going to be the thing that you want to really focus on. All right, and then okay healers are going to be Parfait as well as Pomegranate, Herb, Prophet, as well as Cream Unicorn. So I put Prophet in here. Some people might disagree here, but Prophet, I would say, is a pretty darn good healer here, guys. The skill is pretty unique too. And then Pomegranate attack boost is really, really good. Herb, the area healing, burst healing, and then the Purify can come into clutch when you're versing someone like the Dreamer. And then we have Parfait, who's able to periodic heal as well as give that defense and debuff resist. And then we have the best rares. The rares actually play a pretty good role inside of this game mode, especially Custard and Blackberry. All right, it's Blackberry, especially if you can get the rare buff and some damage to bosses and stuff like that. She just absolutely shreds and melts bosses as well, because there's a single enemy, all her ghost goes to the boss and just absolutely shreds them. All right, so super good. And then Custard is also actually a very solid healer. The downside is that you only can heal 2 cookies, so just keep that in mind. But these 2 rares are actually really good. And then the situational ones, I would say, is Dark Cacao, Snow Sugar, as well as Strawberry Crepe, Poison Mushroom. We got Mint Choco, as well as Pastry. We got Margarine, Blueberry Pie, and Pumpkin Pie. So right here, these 2 are going to be summoners. We got Blueberry Pie. Blueberry Pie can be used. I heard there are some bugs too, but if you do have someone like Brute, someone like Wildberry who's able to give stuns, then you can try to use Blueberry Pie. Not the best choice in my opinion, but it's there just situationally. Royal Margarine and Poison Mushroom are the 2 periodic damages that you guys can use, along with someone like Capsaicin as well. And then Pastry, Mint Choco, more of a Tasby comp, team. Pastry is okay for the beginning runs, but definitely do recommend you guys to switch them out later on. And then Strawberry Crepe is pretty decent because of the 50% damage resist that you're able to give to 2 of your cookies with the lowest HP. And then Dark Cacao is kind of just there because, he is an ancient. He does provide debuffs. He has pretty high stats, but that's pretty much it. That's the reason why he's situational. If you don't have any of the, tanks that are okay or good, then yeah, you can take him, but that's about it. So this is what I've made up. Of course, you don't need to agree with me, and I'm sure players will, have their own opinion, but this is what I came up with. So let's go over the buffs real quick here, guys. All right, so for the buffs here, I'm gonna go to the records here and just kind of go over the buffs that you definitely want to keep in mind and want to focus on if you guys can. So the Error Busters is better to go with any of these stats or, buffs that are gonna give you guys, all right, stats to increase damage. All right, again, the point of Error Buster is how fast you can clear it. Survivability is okay, but the best survivability for you in this game mode is going to be actually just bursting through the entire wave. And that's the reason why something like the Meteor, something like this right over here, deal true damage equal to 10% of damage dealt is really good. Target suffers from crit damage plus 1% upon critical hit. Anything that, gives extra attack here, when enemy is attacked by a cookie, the cookie deals extra damage, all right, equal to 15% of attack. The Bone Dragon is also really good. And then there's also something like this, the attack speed for range and defense is also really solid. Rare one, I talked about it, right, for Blackberry as well as someone like Custard. Damage to enemies every 10 seconds, 5%, resets at the start of a wave, especially for the bosses. All right, and then any of the, if you don't have any of the damage ones, any particular like healing, support, or bomber or the range ambush and stuff like that that decreases cooldown and gives you attack is pretty solid as well. All right, another one that's really good. All right, of course, it's going to be cooldown as well. Right here, the 5% attack, defense, and HP every new wave. That's really good. Another super top tier is going to be the damage to bosses as well. All right, and then if you are lacking healers, this one is also really solid. Yes, you do lose 30% of max HP, but you do gain healing. So that's kind of a really fast talking of like buffs that I recommend and the cookies that I recommend. All right, guys, so I'm going to go and show you guys a run that I'm going to do. Okay, so this one really got lucky here. So I'm actually going to take this right here. We got Oliver and Pure Vanilla here. So we already have a really good solid, healer as well as a tank, and Licorice, Tiger Lily, and Kumio. These guys actually can do some area damage as well. So we're going to keep this. All right. And kind of show you guys the, buffs and the mindset I'm going to go through when I'm choosing different cookies and buffs here. All right. In the beginning, it's really important, if possible, for you to choose cookies who are able to do area damage, because you don't want to get stuck on these like mini ones here. So this one here, I am actually going to take. All right. So it's either this one or this one. Angel's okay, but I have Pure Vanilla, so I'm gonna take the immunity here, guys. Because it does help out against any of the enemies that are going to be able to stun my cookies. All right, so the debuff immunity does definitely help out. This one is really good. This is something that you really want to get in the beginning with each wave. So every single wave, we're going to be able to get some extra attack as well. All right. Another really good one here, Cherry Blossom, to switch with someone like Tiger Lily. Cherry Blossom is also able to do area damage, also give extra attack buff to our cookies based on the number of enemies hit by the blossoms as well. All right, and then for this one, we will take the HP shield for now, because there really isn't any other skills that we could take, or the buffs. So here we go. We're going to have the extra damage here. Licorice should be able to put the minions out. And then Kumio put the defense down as well. Cherry Blossom. And should be able to kill it here. Kind of a slow run too, but not too bad. We also got the Bone Dragon, which is really good. And then when you do get the Bone Dragon, this is around the time where, if you really want to, you guys can actually go and put like the summon buff. All right, summon unit. So Holliberry and Sherbet. I'm actually gonna take Sherbet here. All right. Some of you guys might be wondering, hey, HyRoll, why are you taking Sherbet? But again, guys, we do have Licorice, who's able to tank for the team a bit. And in general, you really want to go with a team that is going to do more damage. All right. So you don't really want to have two tanks. So Sherbet is actually a decent, pretty good option. I'm actually going to change to Black Lemonade here. All right. She's also really good here for the particular, game mode, because of the fact that we have extra damage, right, from crit. All right. Crit damage buff. So that's another reason why I like using Black Lemonade. All right. We don't have the extra damage to bosses, but it's okay. We have Black Lemonade. We have Kumio to, kind of tank for us here. We have Pure Vanilla. I think Pure Vanilla here being here is the best thing here. The clear rate is not that fast, but it's not too bad here, guys. So here we go. This one, we're gonna keep Sherbet because we have to. Like, there is that bug. So if you guys don't know about the bug, there are a couple bugs that are, taking place inside of the game mode. So if you haven't watched my video, then please watch the video. And other, other players have also stated some other bugs as well. So we got the true damage dealt. That's really good for Sherbet here, guys. All right, so that's another really solid one that we have gotten. All right, that's really good. Hopefully we can change Kumio here, if possible. All right, it's not Kumio. We're gonna try this switch Pure Vanilla, but not bad, because Licorice servants are actually gonna be able to tank for our team. All right, and crit percentage, awesome. All right, here we go. So we're gonna use Kumio here, Black Lemonade. And then the Licorice Servants will definitely be able to tank a couple hits for us. All right. The worm does do a lot of damage, so it's really nice when we have the Licorice Servants to tank for us. All right. And here comes the suck in here. Licorice does get sucked, but we should be able to kill this here now. All right, and there we go. All right, so not the best run. Definitely not going to be faster than the run that I have. But those are going to be, some good buffs. Like, I mean, I got pretty solid buffs. It would have been a lot better if I had a faster clear in the beginning against a brute. Another reason why, again, guys, you want to really have somebody who's able to do burst damage and not get stunned as well, or at least do damage despite being able to get stunned. So we do have the crit, true damage, bone dragon, the extra attack per wave, and all of these buffs are pretty darn solid. All right. So again, I mean, it's really gonna be dependent on your luck RNG as well. And then of course protocol levels will make slight differences here and there. But there you guys go. That's really going to be the wrap up of season 1. We have about 3.5 days now, more than a half days, I would say. So good luck with your runs. Good luck with your final couple runs here, guys. And I will see you guys all on the next one. And we'll make us update on season 2.